if you have 10 employees and you max out the credit for those 10 employees, that's $260,000.
It's an opportunity for clients that we saw that we couldn't pass up for them because it's just too big of an opportunity to miss out on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, welcome back to the Heinz and Clark YouTube channel. We're coming back with some ERC information, and if you've seen our first YouTube channel, we also had a seminar that we did, and I think both of those have been posted. But we're coming back with some things we're hearing and seeing.
What is the ERC?
Oh, the Employee Retention Credit. If you don't know that, go back to our other two videos and then come back to this one, and then you'll know what we're hearing and seeing. But some of the things we're hearing specifically came out of the MN CPA Tax Conference this week, related to actually some of the hesitation that we're seeing and hearing clients that we're working on the ERC with, and other people about their CPAs or accountants having some hesitation in qualifying, or even seeing if their clients may qualify for this credit. And one of the interesting things that came out of it, there was a poll during the class where they were talking about the ERC credit, where 60% of the CPAs and accountants at the conference responded that they've only helped 1 to 5 clients look into this credit or file this credit. And it's kind of surprising to us because we're looking at this credit as such an excellent opportunity for our clients to get some money back for what they did in keeping employees hired during COVID. That here we are trying to just get some information out to people about that. And Steve actually found an interesting article, and I'll let Steve talk about that.
Yeah, I read an article recently where the IRS actually, I think it was over the summer, maybe early fall, had said they anticipate 70 to 80% of small and medium-sized businesses will qualify for the credit. And this article kind of went on to further say that, they're not seeing anywhere near that percentage of businesses filing for it, which the article further went on to kind of to make Aaron's point, essentially, that there's a lot of accountants out there, CPAs out there that are either not touching it or providing potentially bad advice to their clients about it. And so we are hearing a lot of it. We're filing this credit for a lot of clients that weren't clients before of ours, and maybe won't be clients going forward. I mean, maybe they'll continue doing their tax filings elsewhere, but I guess I would just encourage, if you're a business owner and you've heard that you don't qualify, maybe find out the reasons why you don't qualify, because there's a lot of ways to qualify for this,
which is a big change from when this was originally out. I mean,
right.
And so some of the information that you might be receiving may have been accurate at one point in time, but as things have gone along, the rules and the ways that you can qualify have shifted, and some of those are the areas where we're really finding some opportunities for our clients.
Yeah, and the number one thing that we're hearing people say is that my accountant said I didn't qualify because I didn't have a drop in revenue. Well, that's only one way of qualifying. So, and we're not going to go into super in depth on this video because we did that on our last video. But there are. You can also qualify if your business was impacted by COVID in a variety of ways. Essentially, it has to be related to a government order, whether federal, state, or local level. We had a business who has been told that they didn't qualify. They're a retail business that literally had to close their stores, which, that's a partial suspension of your operations, which is literally the term in the ERC for qualifying. So, they certainly qualify for the quarters that their business was closed. So, if they're being told that, then there's probably a lot of other maybe potentially bad advice going on out there. It's interesting, and I understand that accountants in general tend to be very conservative. That's something we're kind of taught in school, and so I understand that. It's interesting. I had a conversation with our attorney about this actually, in regards to completing some agreements for providing this work, and he was saying that accountants could actually could be in more legal liability for telling someone they don't qualify when maybe they do, because I essentially, if Aaron's a client of mine and I tell him he doesn't qualify and he misses out on the credit, and if he was going to get a $500,000 credit, well, he relied on my professional advice on this. So it's surprising to me that accountants are so quickly saying that you don't qualify. I mean, the better answer would maybe be, I don't know enough about this credit to say whether or not you do qualify, right? That would be a much more honest, I think, and appropriate response.
Yeah, or maybe one of the things maybe sharing that we're not looking into this. This isn't an area that we're dealing with, and on the flip side for us, this is an area that we're looking into it, and maybe to kind of go down that path, as we've really seen this as it's an opportunity for clients that we saw that we couldn't pass up for them. That if they thought they qualified, that we at least had to look into it and identify whether they did or didn't, because it's just too big of an opportunity to miss out on.
Yeah, and I think another reason why we have really jumped into providing this service is there's a fair number of fly-by-night companies that have popped up, and you might have heard advertisements for some of them where they're charging a percentage of the credit, anywhere from 15 to 30% is pretty common. But most of them are looking for businesses with 25 employees or more, or 50 employees or more. And a large percentage of our clients are underneath that 25 threshold. So if you have 10 employees and you max out the credit for those 10 employees, that's $260,000, which is a fair amount of money to the vast majority of our clients. And so it's a service that we feel like they're being underserved, and so we felt like we needed to help out. And I think one more thing, just kind of on the philosophy of it too. And I'm not going to be one to judge somebody based on what they think, from a philosophical standpoint or even a political standpoint if they want. But the more things that I'm hearing and from Congress and that's kind of come out this really since kind of like last March, when the Treasury Secretary went in front of one of the Congress committees on this, and they were maybe not grilling, but asking some questions about like, why is it taking so long to process these? And but since then, in that meeting, and since then, there's been comments made, and I think this is really the intent of this is to kind of reward and pay people back, owners who kept employees on during COVID and while they faced all of these challenges. A lot of people who had supply chain issues, maybe they didn't need as many employees, but they kept them on. And a lot of clients that we're talking to that had impacts, they shifted their business quite significantly. Some of them created new product lines, created new products altogether. And so it's almost like hey, you took this risk at a time when it could have been very easy to just say, let's fold up shop and just wait until this gets back to normal. Because if that would have happened across the board, I think the economy would be in a much worse situation than it is. I think we would have had a lot more people on unemployment, and so that's kind of how my take from what I'm reading from comments and things is it's almost like a reward for taking the risk, if you will. So.
Well, yeah. So if you feel like you fall into this category, if you feel you know a business owner that you've talked to about this credit that maybe is just not getting the exact advice or having their accountant or CPA look into it as in depth as maybe they would like, let us know or send them to our videos and they can go back to their account, or they can come chat with us.
Yep. And so we've done, not only Aaron mentioned, there's a YouTube video on this already. Also on our YouTube channel is a seminar we put on related to this. It was a live in-person seminar, but we also had
Zoom
virtual
or
option. So we recorded that, and that's on the site as well too. So fair amount of information out there on it, and
Yeah, check it out. Check out our socials. Is
Check
that
out
how
our
we always done
socials.
this? The way the cool kids say it.
I think that's it. Thanks.
Thanks.